How's it going, YouTube? Raul here, and today I'm bringing you my latest project, which is a booster system, a high pressure booster system. If you're into PCPs, you know that whenever you drain your tanks, your scuba tanks, you lose basically shots, because you'll never be at a true, full charge. So first of all, shout outs to Mr. Hollowpoint. I totally ripped off your design. Yes, I know, kind of. Okay, so a quick explanation. I'll put links also to Rick Utzler's airgun web, where I also saw another video on this same system that I use as reference. I'll put a link on that one and Mr. Hollowpoint's system, so you guys know where I got my crazy ideas from. But basically, this high pressure side runs from this K valve up through this hose into these this section, and this section goes to this Sherwood valve and out towards your gun. This smaller tank runs to your regulator, which runs down to 100 psi. That gauge, even though it goes up really high, if I see that needle move, I literally have to shut down the system, because that means more than 100 psi is going in here. And if I read the instructions right, 100 psi is max for this. But 100 psi goes up here, you pull the lever, it pushes the diaphragm, compresses the air, and boosts it up that way. And you don't have to worry about buying additional check valves. These two, if you can see them, are check valves. They're one-way check valves, so you really have to pay attention when you're hooking your system up to know that you're getting the right connection. But pretty much, for me, the only things that I had to acquire was this additional K valve, the fittings, and the regulator. Word of advice: if you do go to Aqua Environment on your regulator, they have this one and they have another one. This one is it can regulate air from 100 to 300 psi. The max psi on the high side is 6,000 psi. I would recommend that if you are gonna buy one of these regulators, that you buy the second one that they have. That one goes for I think it puts out 40 to 120 psi, which would be, a whole lot better for you, because you don't have to worry about having to have this valve. It's nice to have, and you should have a valve, but you don't have to do all this messing around over here with the screw trying to adjust the pressure. I had to almost tighten it completely for it to spit out 100 psi. Basically, right where the needle is at is 100 psi. So if the needle moves, I know I'm getting more than 100 psi running out through here. Now, I chose to go with this instead of buying a hand pump, because I had a bad experience with hand pumps. It ruined my Marauder when I first got it. I first bought my Marauder, I bought that and a hand pump, and it ruined the Foster fitting. It corroded it, it put water into the system, and it just shot it. Had to call Crossman and get a replacement, and they were really good about that. They sent me a replacement and didn't charge me for anything, or not even the shipping. I also decided to go with a booster system, because if I had bought the Omega tank that Airguns of Arizona has, or the shoebox compressor, I would have had to replace these, and eventually I will replace them with carbon fiber tanks. The only problem that I have is that in my area, carbon fiber tanks, I only have one scuba shop, and that's 2 towns over. They're not willing to touch them. They will not touch carbon fiber tanks at all for anything. So I have to stick with, for now, I have to stick with scuba tanks. even though, you know, I have an additional charge every year when they hydro test them. The difference between a scuba tank and a carbon fiber tank is that this has to be checked every year. The carbon fiber tank has to be only checked every 5 years. So for me, this is the better setup of what's out there and what's available for people who are into PCP. And if you get into it, you'll learn. It gets really, really expensive. But with this setup, I will guarantee that I'm always shooting at a max level. I never have to have the problem of I only have X amount of pressure in my tank, and that equates to X amount of shots. You know, I'm always getting the max number of shots per fill. So thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll have another actual shooting video here before long. Thank you.